Hey there, YouTubes. So, I have my initial reasons as to why I left Christianity when I was a teenager. But one of the major things that acts as a total non-starter as to why I would never go back to Christianity is the deity itself, Yahweh, the God of Abraham. Yahweh set humanity up to fail. But first, let's discuss a couple of points. Yahweh claims that he is all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving, created anything, has all this power. That's what Yahweh claims. Yahweh is also a self-centered little brat. Number one, we've just begun. Yahweh should be first in your life. Number two, see idol rule, those graven images aren't nice. Number three, Yahweh's name should be never spoken in just. Number four, the Sabbath for worship of Yahweh. So the first four of the Ten Commandments amounts to, I should be the center of your universe. Don't you dare think about another deity. Take a day to spend time thinking about and praising me. And don't you dare use my name as a swear word. Huh. Guess Yahweh doesn't really have a thick skin, does he? And you take that, you look at some of the other high points in the Bible where Yahweh flat out gloats about harming humanity. And not just humanity, actually the rest of the critters and the plants on the planet. And you think about that from an ethical standpoint. How can you? How can you follow this deity? And so, beyond that, Yahweh set humanity up to fail. Well, would you consider it to be moral and ethical to stick a kid in a room with a cookie? And I'm not talking like an older kid, I'm talking about like 5 years old or less. You stick him in a room with a cookie, you tell the kid, don't eat the cookie. And you let somebody else be in the room who tries to tempt them into eating the cookie. You walk away, you come back, you see the kids eating the cookie, and then you beat the shit out of them. Is that moral? Is that ethical? Because that's what Yahweh claims that he did to humanity. Okay. So rather than in the Garden of Eden writing, and there were thick thorny vines around the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and there were sharp rocks, and there were boulders, and there was an unpleasant odor around the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We're just not making this thing at all. If Yahweh did create everything. Just not making it. No. Yahweh supposedly created this tree, which had very tempting fruit, and he let a critter live on the tree, and let these couple of beings who didn't have any knowledge of good and evil, didn't have any knowledge of ethics, be around and grab an apple. Yahweh set humanity up to fail. And some Christians will try to argue, well, no, that's free will. How can you have free will if you have a deity who claims that he knows everything? Who claims that he knows exactly what's going to happen from the start of the universe to the end. So Yahweh knows that Joe Schmo is going to go on a shooting spree, and he's not going to do anything to stop it. He knows. He created Joe Schmo to go on that shooting spree. Yahweh is a megalomaniac, a total tool. Yahweh claims to have all this power that he could snap his fingers tomorrow and he would not be pissed off at humanity for doing the things that he created humanity to piss him off about. And some will claim, oh, well, that's why Jesus came, Emmanuel of Nazareth. But wait a minute. So going back to that whole scenario with the kid and the cookie. So kid eats the cookie, but rather than beating the shit out of the kid, you kick the shit out of the dog. You kick the shit out of your own dog. Which, I mean, that's even over-exaggerating because Emmanuel of Nazareth had a bad 3-day weekend. And you're still expected to perform fellatio on Emmanuel of Nazareth. You cannot openly and honestly state that Yahweh is not a monster. If you're claiming that Yahweh created the universe, Yahweh knows everything that's going to happen, Yahweh purposely causes these things to happen, good, bad, or in between, you're acknowledging that Yahweh set humanity up to fail. Yahweh horribly punishes humanity for doing what he programmed them to do. And Yahweh's unrepentant about it. So what does this say to me? If Yahweh actually does exist, well, the first 4 of the 10 Commandments, which we discussed, shows me that Yahweh's very insecure. Yahweh is probably weak. Yahweh might be lying about his powers. Yahweh is a disgusting, messed up being if he exists. Now, I'm sure some of you are going to say, but wait a minute, you're a pagan. And, well, yeah, I am. And my deities don't claim all the crap that Yahweh claims and don't demand to be worshipped. The Wiccan right, the Wiccan read, as in whatever you do will come back against you 3 ways. Do whatever you want as long as it does no harm. And even the Havamal. The Havamal is Odin's words of wisdom for a better life. It's not, I'm not do this, do that, or I'm going to hurt you. It's do this, do that, because your life will be benefited by it. Not from anything that Odin's per se going to do, but because being a hospitable guest, being a hospitable host, being polite, being aware of those around you and what they may think, those are beneficial things to your life. And in paganism, there isn't so much a concept of good and bad, it's more constructive and unconstructive. Why is it good to work hard and be fruitful and do your part of things, like you're part of the housework, you're part of the work in the fields? Because that benefits you, and this benefits your community. You look at most pagan holidays, they actually revolve around the horticultural cycle. They revolve around the growing and creating of food so you don't starve. So, yeah. Yahweh is just not a good God. Those are just my thoughts. Peace out.